Hello, good afternoon. This is David Soto talking to you, and today is my weekly trade predictions of major Forex currency pairs for the upcoming trading week of September 9th through September 13th, okay, 2019. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the previous trading week and just kind of see what has happened this past week, and then give my analysis based on some higher time frames and kind of get an overall idea or picture of what we think the market is going to be doing this coming week. Okay, so first of all, this past Friday was non-farm payroll. Okay, and the job reports did not change that much with the US dollar. It did with the Canadian dollar, but it really did not cause any big spikes in the USD pairs. There was, overall was very dull trading for the non-farm payroll or NFP, but the US dollar did drop some, which we'll see here in a minute. So to start with analysis, okay, I'm going to look at EURUSD. Okay, first of all, I'm going to look at some of these major currency pairs. I'm going to look at EURUSD, Pound USD, and Australian dollar US dollar. Okay, now what we notice is that all three of these have steadily been going up this past week. Okay, what that typically means that if these pairs are going up, then the US dollar must be coming down. Okay, and as I predicted in last week's video, I predicted that the US dollar would be going into a downtrend. Okay, so it's very, if you look here in the US dollar Swiss franc, for example, we see that the price had gone down and slowly started to come back up, but it's getting ready to go back down again. Okay, now if you notice right here in this area, these candles right here that dropped, this was the area for the non-farm payroll, NFP. This is when the non-farm payroll was released and the US dollar dropped. Okay, it dropped a few hundred points. So like I said, it's not extreme drop, but it did drop. Okay, and same for the US dollar Canadian dollar. Okay, we saw here on Friday that it dropped. Okay, and overall this past week we see that it has definitely been going down this past week. Now the US dollar Japanese yen, this one typically has an inverse or opposite relationship to all the other USD pairs. Okay, it's just how these Japanese yen pairs operate. They typically work in the opposite fashion. Okay, so this one actually went up this past week, but that's a normal occurrence. Okay, if these other pairs are going down. So the question now is, will the EURUSD, Pound USD, Australian dollar, US dollar, will these pairs continue to go up? Okay, if you see here, like the EURUSD is kind of like the past, on Friday, it kind of like flatlined. Okay, and it was kind of a weak trading day, if you will, but it looks like it has a down arrow here, and it looks like it's trying to fight its way back down, which would mean the US dollar is going to be going up. But if we look at that 4 hour, okay, we have an up arrow, but no red down arrow yet. Okay, and we look at the daily. Let me see the chart. If we look at the daily, all we have is an up arrow. Okay, and the same for the weekly. Okay, so what this means is that this EURUSD is definitely going to be going to uptrend. Okay, it's not going to be a very fast or sharp uptrend, but it's going to be a slow and gradual process. Okay, and this has been wanting to go into uptrend for quite some time, but the US dollar is a fighter. It's going to fight back. Okay, it's not going to just give up and allow this to shoot up. So what we can expect this week is for this pair to more than likely form a range-in market. Okay, because the US dollar is definitely going to fight back. I promise you that. But overall, we see that this is definitely going to an uptrend long term. So in the coming weeks, we can, more than likely expect this to continue its uptrend. Okay, and beginning of this coming week, it'll probably drop and then retrace and go back up again. Okay, and same thing with this Pound USD. Okay, we saw that it has steadily gone up and then formed this like flat line this past Friday. Okay, if we look at the 4 hour, we already have a red arrow. Okay, but it's still pretty much the same fashion as the EURUSD. We look at the daily and the weekly also. All you see is an up arrow, right? And monthly also. Okay, so the bigger time frames, all the larger time frames, are showing that it's going to be going up. Okay, so it's already hit a pretty strong level of support. Now it's just a matter of time before it really goes up. Okay, and it's been wanting to go up for quite some time. And like I already said, the US dollar is definitely a fighter, and it's not going to just give up on this and allow this Great British Pound to just shoot up. Okay, so what can we expect this week? You can expect this pair to retrace back down a ways and then slowly go up again. Okay, so overall you're probably going to see more of a range of market this coming week, but we can definitely expect it long term to be going up. I would probably look for buy opportunities only. Okay, I would not look to sell this at all. Okay, and the same thing with the Australian dollar, US dollar. If you look at some of the higher time frames, the 4 hour is a down arrow. Daily has an up arrow here, and the weekly as well. Okay, so this already hit a pretty strong level of support, and it's been slowly trying to go back up. Okay, so we can expect for this pair to continue to slowly climb its way back up. It's not going to be a quick process. As you see here on the 4 hour chart, this past week it shot up, but now we're hitting a pretty strong level of resistance right now. So what we can expect this week is for this pair to drop and then hit a level of support probably right around here. Okay, because this was the level of resistance before that broke, and now has become a support. Okay, it probably will come back down to this level here and then shoot back up again. Okay, that's kind of what we can expect. I can't say that for sure, but I definitely think it's going to come back down and shoot back up even further. So I personally would be looking for buy opportunities only. Alright, I would not be looking to sell this. Now moving on to US dollar Swiss franc. Alright, now this has been steadily trying to go into a downtrend, and as we know, it's going to keep fighting. If we look here on the 4 hour chart, we see we have a down arrow. Okay, but it came down and back up again. So it's hitting this level of resistance right here, and it's starting to come back down again. Okay, so long term, this is definitely going to be going down. Okay, the daily shows that up arrow and has not formed any red arrows yet, but the weekly shows a down arrow, and the weekly is always a stronger trend than the daily chart. Okay, the weekly chart is much stronger. So this means that long term is definitely going down. Okay, and I believe I showed this last week, but if we draw a downtrend here, it's hard to say exactly, but if we draw like that, this is your downtrend. Now here it broke, but overall was definitely going to be going down. I probably could draw it like that maybe, but either way, this is definitely going to a downtrend. Okay, so we can expect this to, more than likely, I would expect this to be going to a downtrend this coming week. Okay, if you look at the daily chart here, you see these points lined up. This point here did not exactly line up, but these points here touch. So we have a pretty strong level of resistance right here, which is forming a downtrend. Okay, so even though we haven't formed an up arrow, I would not be looking to buy this. Now if you go by this daily chart and this breaks and starts to go into uptrend, then I would definitely buy, but not until then. Okay, and I'm guessing that sometime this week we're going to hit. This is probably going to go back up again, hit this trend line and form a down arrow. Okay, at some point. I don't know exactly, but we can expect this to be going down in the long term. Okay, even the monthly, you know, has a red arrow, has never formed an up arrow, so we definitely can expect this to be going down. Okay, so I would look for sell opportunities only. Okay, for US dollar Swiss franc. For the US dollar Canadian dollar, we can clearly see that it has been dropping this past week, and if we look at some of the higher time frames, we see that, you know, it's hit this level of resistance, or support rather, that is trying to go back up. But if we look at the daily and weekly rather, daily shows it wants to go up, right? But it has gone up and it started to come back down again. Okay, and if we look at the weekly, all we have is a red arrow here, meaning that the overall trend is definitely coming down. Okay, so this is more or less a 50-50 right now at this point, but overall it's definitely going to be dropping. Okay, if you look at the monthly, we have a red arrow, so long term you definitely can expect this to be dropping. Okay, you probably could place a sell trade and just hold it for a week or two, I don't know, but like I said, if you look here on the 4-hour chart, it's showing an up arrow. Okay, so what this means is this is come up a ways, not going to go up as high as it did before, but it's going to come up somewhere in the middle here and then come back down again. Okay, and what we probably can expect this week is more or less a range in market, because even though the US dollar is trying to go into a downtrend, it's still fighting to come back. Okay, it still is the #1 currency in the world, and is not going to just surrender and give up. Okay, so as you can see, we've had a lot of range in market in the past, and we're going to continue seeing a range in market. But overall, this is going to be going down because we had a level of support here that's already been broken. So we do not expect this to go up too much this week. So I would probably be looking for just sell opportunities only for USD CAD. All right. Now moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, same scenario, except this is a kind of an inverse relationship. All right, like I said earlier, and this is more than likely going to be going up, okay, instead of going down. So long term, you probably could buy this one and hold, okay. And you know, the monthly chart shows it go into a downtrend, and if I draw a trend line coming like this, we see that we definitely have a downtrend according to the monthly chart. But short term, you know, look at the daily chart. Short term, this is going to be going up, okay. And if this is that trend line here, this is the resistance, then if this is going to go up, this is going to go up and probably touch this trend line or come very close. All right, and this is on a daily chart, meaning we probably have a good 2 weeks before this touches again. So now is a good time to buy. Okay, I would definitely be looking for buy opportunities only, no matter what time frame you're on. Okay, if you're on like a 15-minute, 30-minute chart, it's okay, but look for buy opportunities only for US dollar Japanese yen. And as a matter of fact, you probably could just buy and hold long term. Okay, so anyhow, this is my trade predictions for this week. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments simply by contacting me on Facebook. There is a link below in the description of this video for my personal Facebook account, and also there is a link below in the description of this video for my private Facebook group, and you can post any questions or comments in my Facebook group. Okay, if you have not joined my Facebook group, please do so. That way, you know, you can post anything about Forex, you know, any questions about binary options or whatever you have in my Facebook group, and then we can have an open discussion with myself and other traders so we can all collaborate together and learn as a team. Okay, so with that said, just let me know if you have any questions, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you, and have a wonderful week.